So the latest report is coming from the Associated Press, and they say the Manhattan Medical Examiner's Office has confirmed that he is dead. What still remains up in the air is how he died. Now, all of these other media are saying that he has killed himself. CBC News has not independently confirmed these details. We're trying to do so as we speak. There are producers making phone calls to the police right now. But if in fact he is dead, this is a dramatic conclusion to what was an incredible legal story. So remember that the 66-year-old was arrested on July 6th. He is being held for multiple charges of sex trafficking and conspiracy for reportedly running an underage female sex ring where he was selling young girls to wealthy politicians and celebrities for sex, and doing this in various parts of the country on his private jet and other locations. So there was a lot that could have been revealed, a lot of sordid details that could have come out about other individuals. And in fact, just last night, dozens and dozens of formerly unrevealed documents were unsealed by the court system, and they revealed 4 additional names of men who supposedly had sex with underage girls as a result of having friendships with Epstein. And they included Prince Andrew of Britain, the very famous lawyer Alan Dershowitz. We should note that Dershowitz has denied the allegation, as have many of the men whose names have come up in all of this. So worth noting that Epstein had pleaded not guilty and had asked for bail. He did not receive bail. And then just 3 weeks ago, I believe, he had been placed on suicide watch because he had been found unconscious in his jail cell with injuries that seemed to indicate that he had tried to kill himself at that time. So the question is,
there are a lot of questions tonight in the death of wealthy New York businessman Jeffrey Epstein, accused of sex trafficking involving minors. Officials confirm he died from apparent suicide in his Manhattan jail cell. CBS 2's Rena Roy live in Lower Manhattan with the latest. Rena.
Well, Jessica, as you can imagine, his death has a lot of people talking, from regular New Yorkers to top officials, wondering how this could have happened. The multimillionaire was found unresponsive this morning in the Metropolitan Correctional Center here behind us after sources say he hung himself.
66-year-old Jeffrey Epstein had been in a jail cell for just over a month when sources say staff discovered him in cardiac arrest this morning. Officials say despite attempts to save him around 6:30 a.m., he was rushed to the hospital and pronounced dead. The financier, who once pleaded guilty back in 2008 in Florida to soliciting prostitution from minors, was also arrested back in July, this time pleading not guilty after a 14-page indictment accused him of sexually abusing dozens of minors as young as 14 years old in his New York and Florida homes. Prosecutors say from 2002 to 2005, he recruited girls to engage in sex acts for cash. He was facing up to 45 years in prison. Epstein was placed on suicide watch back on July 25th when sources say he first attempted to take his own life. Telling CBS News he was found lying on the floor of his jail cell with bruises around his neck, reportedly despondent and crying. It's unclear if he was still under watch at the time of his death. Officials expressing outrage today. Attorney General William Barr saying Mr. Epstein's death raises serious questions that must be answered. Mayor de Blasio tweeting, Jeffrey Epstein may have escaped his day in court, but if the wealthy predators involved in his sex ring think they just got away with it, they're wrong. Several alleged victims also speaking out, one saying, we have to live with the scars of his actions for the rest of our lives, while he will never face the consequences of the crimes he committed.
Both the FBI and Inspector General have now launched investigations into this. The medical examiner will also be conducting an autopsy to determine an exact cause of death. We are live in Lower Manhattan tonight. Rena Roy, CBS.